Call it active non-alignment, call it multi-alignment. I think that the SCO summit and the underlying debate around tariffs and the rhetoric surrounding the Trump administration highlights a very important fact: the impossibility of conducting an active non-alignment or a multi-alignment policy. Because what Washington is currently doing with the trend on tariffs is that they are pushing away potential allies in a geostrategic competition with China. I think that the best example of all of that is the presence of Narendra Modi in the summit. I believe that Modi had not been in China for the last 7 years, but the fact that President Trump decided to pick up a fight with Prime Minister Modi basically drove him towards China's arms. The same thing could be said about the famous reverse Kissinger that Trump was trying to partake in by engaging directly with Putin and forgetting about the serious violations of international law conducted by the Russian Federation in the war of aggression against Ukraine. But all of this basically it's basically pushing most of the countries in Latin America to an alignment policy, either that be towards the United States or towards China. And as you clearly mentioned, what we currently have in Latin America and the Caribbean is the pendulum, the ideological pendulum going directly to the right. Because if you watch the polls, if you watch how the electoral results are playing out, what you will see is that you will get in the next year, basically, most of the elections will have new presidents from the right and new presidents more aligned with President Trump and his policy than to multilateralism or any other form of or idea of the international liberal order. So yeah, it's complex because on the other side you don't have a country or you don't have a power such as China that is trying to maintain the liberal order as it is. Yes, they're trying to preserve multilateral system, but with Chinese characteristics. And that's also an interesting take on it, because if you go to La Paz, if you go to Bogota, or if you engage with people in Santiago de Chile, you will get very different ideas from the ones you will get from Beijing. So it's a complex balancing act.